You are now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app. Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.
Welcome back to the Diamond K Show here on Radio on Fire. Of course, the DiamondKShow.com, RadioOnFire.com. So much to talk about. I really want to focus, though, this first story on Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby. Why is it that mainstream media finds a reason to attack strong black women, especially? So Marilyn Mosby definitely has not made friends. She is not in the friend-making business. I said that she is the Baltimore City State's Attorney, Marilyn J. Mosby. So she is a prosecutor. Okay? So she's not going to make friends. That's not what she was elected to do. What we want is someone who is going to fight for the rule of law. So people who are corrupt, people who have ill intent, people who are enablers of the corrupt are going to have a problem with someone like Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn J. Mosby. They're going to have those issues with her. So for some reason, Fox 45 and the Baltimore Brew have targeted her. And Fox 45 has targeted black women before. They've targeted people before, right? For whatever reason. Are they tools of the powerful? I don't know. I'm just talking about the track record. So the state's attorney, Marilyn Mosby, has responded to some unfair coverage, or what she believes to be unfair categorizations of her quote-unquote out-of-town trips. She has responded. Over the weekend, there was a story in the Baltimore Brew. There was some follow-up on Fox 45, in cahoots together. And they had questions about her travels and the formation of some LLCs, some travel hospitality services, some things that they had questions about, right? And of course, public figures are not above questions, right? So in a Facebook comment, or a Facebook post, the state's attorney said that she had nothing to hide and she's answered every question, which is why they're reporting on data that I provided. So she's saying that she answered questions that had arose. And another post said, please don't be duped by media with an agenda. And and that's what I'm pointing to. Some mainstream media definitely has an agenda. So why? Why would they have an agenda against Marilyn Mosby? They have an agenda against Marilyn Mosby because she's someone in the position who is doing what she was put in that office to do, which is to fight corruption, to fight crime. Sometimes the criminals are people who have been put in positions to supposedly help the community, i.e. police officers, i.e. politicians. Sometimes they fall in that job description. And the issue that many people in mainstream media or people in power have with Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn J. Mosby is that she has turned the light on some of them. All right? And of course, it is a very controversial case only because police are not normally held to account for their actions. But most notably is the officers involved in the death of Freddie Gray, right? So she didn't make any friends in that scenario, nor should she have, right? Because if she turned a blind eye, as many prosecutors have done in the past, to the behavior of the police officers, then I would be someone who's looking at her like, what is going on with you? Right? One of the reasons, one of the many, but one of the main reasons that Amy Klobuchar has some of the issues that she has with people not wanting her to be selected as Joe Biden's vice president running mate is because the way that she has softly handled police officers and police brutality situations, i.e. police murdering civilians situations, right? Not doing her job. Or you're quick to put the letter of the law on a citizen, especially a black citizen, right? But when it comes to police officers, not so quick. So that's the problem that Amy Klobuchar has, right? And so that's why there's this groundswell of people that's like, you better not think, Joe Biden, of picking Amy Klobuchar, because she did not do her job. She did anything but her job. Now, we have Marilyn Mosby, someone who has done her job, right? Is she perfect? No. Is anybody perfect? No. No. So they said that there was a rush to prosecute or a rush for her to file charges, which was not true, right? But Marilyn Mosby was ahead of her time. And there wasn't enough video. Had there been video in the death of Freddie Gray, people would feel differently. The reason that they feel the way that they feel about George Floyd is because of the video. Because other than that, they would be saying that there was a rush to judgment against these officers. But Marilyn Mosby, to her credit, pushed forward. And yes, she was not successful in that prosecution, but she put people on notice and helped get the ball rolling to try to clean up this very corrupt police department, a very unstable situation in Baltimore. Now, the state's attorney, Marilyn Mosby, is asking for the inspector general to investigate the recently surfaced reports accusing her of excessive international travel and starting up personal businesses while in office. So, she's an intelligent lady, right? So, where is this coming from? Her husband is prone, on the verge of becoming the president of the city council in Baltimore. Marilyn Mosby is the Baltimore City State's attorney. Some people are looking from the outside like, oh no, we can't allow this power couple to come in and run Baltimore City. And so her enemies have lined up to try to tear her down. So for a while, Marilyn Mosby held off on disclosing her businesses on ethics forums, according to reports. These travel allegations center around trips that Marilyn Mosby made to Europe between 2018 and 2019. So I'm going to read the statement that is attributed to Marilyn Mosby. She says this: last week, local news sources reported on the state's attorney's publicly disclosed travel with misleading conjectures of wrongdoing and corruption. The state's attorney consistently goes above and beyond statutory disclosure requirements and has consistently been transparent. In recent years, Baltimore residents have endured far too many corruption scandals and need to know what is and is not illegal. Which is why the state's attorney has called on the inspector general to conduct a speedy and thorough investigation so the public can know the truth about these false conjectures and insinuations. And together we can concentrate on making Baltimore the best it can possibly be. So, I mean, there you have it. That is a response. I think that it is a good response. I mean, someone who has made the type of enemies that Marilyn Mosby has made, it would surprise me that she, of all people, would do something shady. I don't think that she has. And the fact that this is the best that they have, the people with these agendas, this is the best that they have to come against someone who has done nothing but fight for the citizens. And I understand she is a prosecutor, so some people are just naturally not going to be feeling her like that. But I mean, you know, she is also alongside Philly's district attorney, penned an op-ed in the Washington Post, and she denounced the president's threat to deploy federal agents to their cities. Of course, we're talking about the city of Baltimore and Philly, but he's threatened to deploy them to other cities as well. Marilyn Mosby said of the president, if President Trump sends militarized federal agents to Baltimore City to attack our citizens by making illegal arrests, kidnapping people, assaulting them, or committing any other crime, they will be prosecuted by my office. See, it's statements like this that do not make friends of the corrupt, do not make friends of enablers of corrupt people. These are political ploys by the president. It's his attempt to try to scare white people and conservatives into thinking he is this law and order guy, when he does nothing but break laws. All he does is break law. But he's trying to give off this opinion and this appearance like he's about law and order. Even Governor Larry Hogan said that the only thing happening in Baltimore is peaceful protests, right? Peaceful protests. Even the Republican governor is saying that. So one last thing on Marilyn Mosby. She shared I guess it's an email, a text message, or something from someone that's named Greg. And it appears to be an email. And it says this: you're not going to prosecute federal agents. You're a typical N-word. You won't prosecute anything else. You are a disgrace. You need to resign. Your reputation has been zipped since you tried to prosecute 5 innocent police officers. Freddie Gray got what he deserved. Drug dealing fucker. Resign, bitch. So this is clearly sent by a white person, Trump supporter, enabler of corrupt cops. Need I go on and on? But that's just to let you know the type of energy, the type of people that she's dealing with. So I definitely want to salute her in her quest to continue to clean up the city from the best way that she can. She can only do what she can do. She can only do what she can do. So Marilyn Mosby says that she will continue to fight even if people don't recognize what she's doing. And she said that she'll be the sacrificial lamb in a city that has lacked stability for the past 5 years. Mosby also noted that she has worked with 5 police commissioners and 4 mayors in the past 4 years. Her office played cleanup to the largest police corruption scandal in the history of this country, where corrupt police officers were planting guns and drugs on people, black people, for decades. Her office also fought in Annapolis to change the laws to eliminate those convictions. Mosby's office was one of the first in the country to apply one standard of justice to all, despite their occupation. That right there, one standard of justice to all, despite their occupation. That is why you have people that are angry with her. She and her office created the first conviction integrity unit in the state to free innocent black people. So yes, she is not going to be the fan or the darling of corrupt people, right? Not going to be that. One thing that concerns me in the Baltimore Brew's story about Marilyn Mosby is their attempted linkage between what happened to former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh and their questions about the Mahogany Elite Travel Company, LLC, that was formed by Marilyn Mosby last year. While the Healthy Holly scandal that the former mayor is currently serving jail time for, she used this company to funnel money through. She used that company to deceive people, and the ill-gotten money was used for various things. That is not the same situation here. According to Marilyn Mosby, this company has not received any money. She formed an LLC, and she submitted some filings. But let's keep in mind that the country, the world, has been in a pandemic. So some of her paperwork was not filed at a time that the Baltimore Brew said that that should be filed, but it has been filed, and they are investigating this. They're doing their independent investigations, and they're not taking into account that COVID definitely caused the delay of many things. Okay, many things. People have to make appointments to go get new licenses. The driver's license. The country is not functioning the way that it normally has been functioning. People's income tax pushed back. A lot of things pushed back. But they are holding Marilyn Mosby to a standard that the rest of the country not necessarily being held to. So the Baltimore Brew is very concerned about Marilyn Mosby and her business, her LLC. And they don't talk about the Trump and all the businesses and the money that he's funneling. They're focusing on Catherine Pugh, Marilyn Mosby, and any other black politician that they can focus on. They talked about her traveling during spikes in crime in Baltimore. She's not a police officer, right? She's a prosecutor. But I guess that they expect Marilyn Mosby to be out on corners fighting crime. That is not what her job is. So I am sure that the IG is going to investigate this situation, and we're definitely going to follow that. I myself believe that Marilyn Mosby is on the up and up. And I take offense to some of these mainstream outlets who want to focus and try to point the finger. It definitely appears that they have an agenda. I'd like to know what it is, and I'd like to talk to somebody from the Baltimore Brew about this, or Fox 45. Of course, I do not work for Marilyn Mosby. This is me looking at this, Diamond K from Radio on Fire, looking at this, and I have my own questions as to motive about the Baltimore Brew and Fox 45 and their whole issue with Marilyn Mosby and her office. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire, of course, radioonfire.com, thediamondkshow.com. Of course, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. Just type in The Diamond K Show. Also, youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. See you guys tomorrow.